This is Anything But, the Politics-Free podcast. It's time for us to take you away into the magical world of not the world, while we very directly ignore anything noteworthy or important going on and engage in conversation and nonsense. But we're not playing a game today because this is our Between Weeks episode. I'm Heather.
And I'm Ryan. Welcome to our bubble.
Welcome to our bubble. This is just a simple episode where we're going to do some conversation starters. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
If you don't have an answer right away, I know that I will.
Okay.
What is something that is super popular right now, but you do not like it? Like it annoys you or you don't like it?
Probably nothing. I'm just super into pop culture, so the kids love it. So anything that they want to show me, I'm super down for it.
That's cool. I have one answer and a kind of answer.
Okay.
I'm annoyed by TikTok for the most part. It's because I don't get any of the jokes. Are they jokes? I don't get it. I've watched several TikTok compilation videos on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, I've learned that I'm older than these people.
Yes.
Because I don't get it. And they're all like 15 years old.
Yes.
What are you doing? I don't know. The other answer is kind of answer. You were going to say something about TikTok?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not on TikTok. I have an account because occasionally a TikTok video will pop up that seems interesting to me. And in order to watch it, I have to have a TikTok. So, but every now and again, I will get a video that interests me and I'll have to watch it on TikTok. So, like, I'll re-download the app, and then I'll log in, and then I'll watch the video, and then I'll uninstall the app, because I'm not on it, you know? So what's the second thing that annoys you, Heather?
Well, the second answer, which is a kind of answer, but a not really answer to this question, is this. This would have been true for me a few years ago, and it's Crocs. Because Crocs are super popular right now. Everybody's got Crocs, even young kids. If these shoes had come out in the late 90s, they would have bombed. They would have died.
I mean, we had jellies, Heather. We had jellies.
We didn't wear jellies.
I'm saying the 90s as in we. We, the 90s, had jellies. You don't think that Crocs would have survived the 90s? I think they would have. Heather, we had nylon Velcro sandals.
We had Birkenstocks, okay? And that was awesome. And very comfortable. And a throwback to the awesome 70s.
Heather, brain of memory time.
Please tell me.
Rebecca brought up recently how Mom wore her Birkenstock sandals to our wedding 15 years ago. And I was like, but that's what my mom wears. That's her Friday dress-up shoes. Those are her fancy Birkenstocks.
Gotta love the Birks. I actually just Googled because I wanted to make sure Crocs didn't actually exist in the late 90s. And they didn't. They came out in 2002.
Really?
And I do remember starting to see Crocs around that time. And I mainly see them on young kids, real young kids. And I thought, God, those are hideous as hell. Those are the ugliest shoes I've ever seen. I now own a pair and wear them all the time. It has taken me about 18 years to come around to Crocs. And now I'm into them.
Rebecca has multiple pairs of Crocs.
They're convenient, comfortable shoe, and they're easy to clean.
Rebecca has tried to convince me to get a pair of Crocs. I will not do it. I will not wear Crocs. So going back to answer your question, Heather, yes, there is something that irritates me that is so popular right now, and that is Crocs. Because they're a Croc.
Croc of wonderful shoe on your foot. I'll have a much better comeback for that later, and I'll edit it in at the spot.
See, I gave you the laugh.
You should get Crocs.
Absolutely
Ryan, they're
not.
convenient, they're comfortable, they're easy to clean. You can wear them with socks for extra coolness. Let me say that without laughing.
if I'm gonna wear Crocs, I'd rather just have like those sandals that I used to wear for soccer.
Oh, like those Adidas ones?
Yeah.
Those were cool. I definitely had a pair of those. They weren't Adidas brand because mom and dad would not spring for those, but they were some sort of knockoff.
Really?
Yeah. Did they buy you Adidas? Did they buy you Adidas? This is why I think you're the favorite. Oh my God. Everything I wanted, you got.
They did.
Unbelievable. They got you Adidas. Did they get you an iPod?
No.
Did they get you an iPod?
No.
Oh, I was going to say that would clinch it for me. You would be their favorite.
No.
There would be no doubt in my mind if they got you an iPod.
Were iPods even out then?
Didn't they come out in like the late 90s? I remember starting to see them around. First iPod release, let's ask Google. 2001. Oh.
I was going to say it.
No, it was earlier.
No.
Wow. That is a messed up memory in my head.
We were still using Discmans.
I can't believe, I swear to God, I saw my friends had them in high school, but they didn't because they weren't out yet.
Mini disc players came out in the 90s, and it was only like our rich friends from Korea and Japan that had them. And I thought they were the coolest things ever, and I didn't buy one until like the early 2000s when I had a job.
But the funny thing is, I wouldn't have been after mom and dad to buy me one of these because I would have already have moved out and stuff. Anyways, well, that was fun.
Mom also bought me a pair of Nikes once.
Unfucking believable. I hope you're listening. Unbelievable. What else did she buy you? Brand name. Give me a list. I want to know.
I can only remember the Adidas sandals and the Nike shoes. I mean, I think my cleats were Adidas.
Okay. Did they buy you a car? Did they buy you a car?
Maybe.
Did they buy you a fucking car?
Listen, I'm their fucking baby. What do you expect?
What the hell?
It was only It was only $500. It was only $500.
Okay, fine.
And I was supposed to pay Dad back. And I never did.
I did get their old car, their 83 Honda Accord that you had crashed once in a wall. Do you remember when you crashed the Honda into the wall? The key wasn't even in the car.
Yes, it was, Heather. The key was in the ignition. That's why I started it. Mom left it in first gear. So when I started the vehicle, it lurched forward and crashed into a tree and then into a wall. I hit two things.
And they still bought you a car later. Me, well, I guess I did crash one of their cars.
Well, no, Heather, actually, they bought me a car. I was supposed to pay them back. I never did.
That would have been by the way, that would have been $500 20 years ago. That's like $4 million now. I'm going to adjust for inflation in this.
So it's the Peugeot. They bought me, it was like this little Peugeot that...
Peugeot? Peugeot is the name of a car?
Yes, it sounds fancy, Heather, but the car was a turd.
No, it sounds like genitalia. That's a terrible name for a car.
A Peugeot, it's a French brand. It's a French car, Heather. Mom and Dad bought me a French car. From our neighbor, and then I totaled that, and then oh my God, what happened? Okay, there's two cars that I can't remember what order. I think they bought me two cars. So I crashed the Peugeot, then they gave me the station wagon, the Corolla.
Yeah.
Which was a fantastic car, by the way. And then I ended up selling that. Why did I sell that? No, I crashed it. I crashed that car. And then they helped me buy a car for $500 in the 2000s. And I rode that around for a while. And then I ended up selling that car. No, I had that car when Heather or Rebecca and I got married. Because at that point we had the Plymouth And we had her parents' Corolla, which they gave us when we got married.
They just kept getting you a new car. You know what I got when I totaled my car?
Only twice. Mom and Dad only got me a car twice, and I was supposed to pay them back both times and never did. Because all debt to Mom and Dad were forgiven on my 21st birthday.
Wow. All right, well, this has been Anything But. With my brother, the favorite, and me. Bye. All right, just kidding. I shouldn't get mad at the listeners. Thank you for listening, if you are listening. And have a good week. We'll talk to you next week. Until then, we'll leave you with this free advice. It's free. We don't know if it's good advice. And the advice is...
if you give somebody advice, tell them, I'm not sure if it works or not. That way they can't blame you when it doesn't work.
That is fantastic advice.
Chowsers!
Chowsers.
I'm super into pulp culture. I love it.
Into pulp culture?
The newest thing. I'm pulp culture. I like pulp culture.